Hey guys, Yummy here again, and Battlefront, the game that I've waited for 10 years, has finally come, and to me it's actually pretty awesome. I'm just going to be talking about this game in this video, like a lot of stuff about it, not like a top 10 list of things that need to be changed or something, just my, okay, no, I'm not going to call it an impressions video. I really hate using that word, but that's basically what this is. I've actually been playing a lot of Fallout 4 recently. That's one reason why I haven't made a video, because I can't really make videos on Fallout 4 because I'm not like that kind of YouTuber. I'm not like a live gameplay person, really. And also, I mean, I've just been busy with school, but I'm going to try to post a little bit more often here. I'm going to really try this time. So Battlefront's finally out, so I can finally make videos on that, and I'm really excited to finally start playing this game. In the background, I got some dank-ass Supremacy gameplay on Tatooine where I go on like a nice 20-something kill streak, and it's freaking awesome. I'm not really going to edit it because there's not much time between deaths. So, I mean, there's just a lot of awesome moments in this game. I don't know what happened. I freaking got it on this match. But anyway, this game is very arcadey in terms of, I mean, well, recent shooters like Battlefield, Arma, and stuff. This is definitely on the more arcadey side, of course, because you're shooting lasers, and blasters like that don't exist in real life, so you can't really call it a military sim in any way. But oh my god, this game is so immersive. Like, this game is probably the most Star Wars game that I have played. The entire presentation is absolutely amazing. The environments are unbelievably detailed. This photorealistic graphic style that they use for this game just looks incredible, and with the music and the wipe transitions that most people probably don't notice, it just gives you like the ultimate Star Wars feel when playing this game. This is like the Star Wars game that I always dreamed of playing. And aside from the ability to take the stormtroopers' helmets off, which I really don't like, this really is a super immersive game. I mean, honestly, instead of having like face customizations for stormtroopers, I wish they'd just gone with putting in the different armors, because there's definitely in the lore it's a great amount of stormtroopers to have the customization, the same amount of customization as the rebels get with their faces. I think that would actually be like way better than completely ruining the immersion, because you never see what a stormtrooper looks like under the helmet a single time in the original trilogy, which this game is trying to do. And I don't know why DICE did this, but I really wish that they would change it. They're probably not going to, but that's one of my biggest problems with the game. The blasters all feel unique and are suited for their certain situations, while other than the shotgun blaster, you can actually still do well in the different situations than what the blasters are necessarily suited for, unlike some other games. This one actually has, I think, a bonus, because it has only 11 blasters, that there's actually like a good trade-off system in the game because there's so few. It's not like Battlefield where you have over 100 weapons, to where a lot of them feel extremely similar. Now, that's not really... I personally don't have that big of a problem with it in Battlefield, because it comes down to like personal preference. Like, if there's 3 guns that perform almost identical, I'm going to choose one that I like a lot in real life or something like that. So it doesn't actually make a difference to me, but in terms of balancing, it's so much easier just to have 11. And honestly, 11 is a lot more than what we see in the movies. I don't know why people are making such a big deal out of it. You know how many weapons were in the original Battlefront games? There was only like 5 main blasters or something. Or, I don't know, they didn't even have like a name in that game. They were just kind of there, and they all played exactly the same. There was no difference whatsoever. So at least with only 11 guns, you actually get a variation in gameplay, and it's much easier to balance. They have very clear situations that they're more suited for than others, even though you can actually still do well outside of those situations, it's just way less effective. I love how DICE has tailored the maps around the game modes. It makes the maps seem so much more balanced, and we don't get those situations like we do in Battlefield where the spawns are just fucking atrocious, and the maps are definitely not suited for the game mode that you're playing. In this game, they actually tailored it around the game modes. It's just makes the game flow a lot better, and it feels more right. And not only that, but it's actually given you more of an incentive to play the other game modes. And I mean, while you might favor Supremacy or Walker Assault above all of the other game modes, the other ones are actually still good enough to where you'd be willing to play them and you'd be able to have fun to experience those different variations of maps that are on the planets. Now, I mean, over time, I think a lot of us are going to get maybe a little bit tired of these maps. I mean, I can still play the vanilla maps in Battlefield 4 and still feel like I'm not entirely bored of them. And that's because there's such dynamic gameplay in Battlefield. You can do a billion different ways of playing a map in that game. In Battlefront, there is a lot of variation in ways that you can play each of the maps. Except whenever you get down to the infantry only maps, and then it starts to get a little bit more limited. But I mean, I just think that there maybe should have been more maps. I mean, most of the maps in the game are actually those infantry-centric maps, the smaller ones. And I think if they were sticking to that, they could have made a lot more of those maps, or a lot more bigger maps. Maybe adding, I think if they made one more planet for release, it would have been so much more diversified and be enough to where people wouldn't be complaining about it. I don't know. We just have to wait to see how this game actually holds up, like a lot like Hardline. But in terms of gameplay, this game gets it spot on. This feels almost identical to the old Star Wars games in terms of, pacing and the gunplay. And I love it. It's so much fun. And this is probably the first shooter that I've played in a long time where I generally don't get pissed off whenever I die. Now, I mean, you might be saying, oh, yeah, but you need to stop getting so mad at the game and probably be looking at yourself instead. Well, to be honest, the only shooter that I play that I get mad at whenever I get mad at the game when I die is Counter-Strike. But whenever I die in Battlefield, I just get irritated at myself because I expect a lot more of myself whenever I'm playing that game. But this game, I literally don't give a shit. There's no skill level, there's no stupid stat thing that appears that you have to look at every time you look at your profile, like in Battlefield 4. So I don't feel obligated to play well. I still want to play well, but there's almost no stress involved in this game now because there's no visible penalties to doing poorly. Now, of course, I mean, you could still get shit from people in chat, but almost everybody on the internet is an asshole, so that's not really new to me. But anyway, this game is a lot of fun. I highly recommend it to anybody who is even slightly a fan of Star Wars or someone looking for a change of pace in shooter games, someone who's a fan of shooter games, because this one definitely brings some newer elements to the table. Now, they're probably new elements because they're so old school. We haven't had a real Star Wars shooter in 10 years since Battlefront 2. So this actually is new for this generation, but it's old at the same time. It's actually really weird, but if you want a game that is so fun to play, at least at the moment, I still gotta see how it holds up over time, then Battlefront is the game. I'm having a lot of fun with this game. I'm looking forward to all of the DLC and stuff coming up in the future and the content that those will have. So if you guys like this, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. And until next time, this is Yummy. Goodbye, and good hunting.